What's happening to Jake Paul?
He's getting knocked the spark out. 2 rounds.
Jake Paul, we're coming for you.
Jake Paul versus Tommy Fury is one of the most highly anticipated boxing matches of this year. The bout will be taking place at the Amalie Arena in Tampa Bay, Florida on the 18th of December in less than 1 month's time. The fight has been going super viral across social media, and some of your favourite fighters from the combat sports world have been giving their predictions for fight night. Tommy Fury, half-brother of heavyweight champion of the world Tyson Fury, is having a lot of pressure dumped on him in the build-up to this fight. The Gypsy King, Tyson Fury, has claimed that if his younger brother doesn't win against YouTuber Paul, he will personally force him into retirement. The Fury name holds a lot of weight in the boxing industry, and if Tommy was to lose against Jake Paul, who only recently got into the sport, it will be extremely embarrassing for the entire Fury family. Although Tyson has made it clear that he would be ashamed of Tommy if he didn't win the bout, he did show some respect to Paul in a recent interview where he explained that Jake Paul can actually fight, and he believes that him and Tommy are both at a similar level of boxing experience.
People say the thing.
Jake Paul can fight, I'll have you know. I think they're about both the same kind of experience. He's had a few pro fights, he's had a few. Tommy had a limited amateur background, 10 fights or something. I think it'd be an even fight, to be fair.
Former UFC lightweight champion Dustin Poirier also spoke about the Fury vs Paul matchup in a recent interview. Poirier quoted, "I really think that it's a close fight," and went on to explain how he wouldn't be able to give a prediction as he really doesn't know who will come out on top. Not knowing who's going to win this mega fight is what makes it so interesting, and this is why it's currently blowing up all over social media. Fury is the first quote-unquote boxer that Jake Paul has faced inside the ring, and if he ends up beating him, he will gain a lot of credibility and respect from boxing fans all around the globe. Paul has already claimed that this is only the start for him, and he plans to fight some of the biggest fighters in the world, such as Canelo Alvarez and Conor McGregor.
This started with me calling out McGregor, and people were like, "Oh, that kid's crazy. McGregor would kill him, da da da." And now it's like, that fight could happen in the next 24 months, 100%. It probably will, and I will beat him. So,
retired UFC fighter Michael Bisping is also among the people interested to see what occurs on Saturday the 18th of December. Bisping recently gave his personal prediction for the bout, and he believes Jake Paul will win come fight night. As well as many fighters who have already given their predictions, he claimed that he thinks Paul will win after seeing Fury's last performance against Anthony Taylor. Tommy Fury faced Anthony Taylor on August the 29th on the undercard of Paul's last fight versus former UFC welterweight champion Tyron Woodley. Going into this bout, many people predicted Fury to stop Taylor in the early rounds of the match. And although Fury ended up winning pretty easily by decision, he did not knock Taylor off his feet once throughout the entire bout. Fighters including Michael Bisping believe that if he performs like this against Paul, he won't do enough to win.
And I'll be honest, I think Jake Paul beats him. Just based upon Tommy Fury's last fight against that guy from Bellator, the little wrestler that hasn't had one boxing fight, and Tommy won, but it was kind of close. I think Jake Paul beats him. I think he's getting his name changed to Tommy Fumbles, and I think he's kicked out of the family.
Paparazzi also recently tried asking Conor McGregor for his prediction for Paul versus Fury. McGregor responded, "I don't really care, to be honest." Although McGregor doesn't care about the upcoming December clash, he may possibly be one of Jake Paul's upcoming opponents. If Paul does go on to beat Fury on December the 18th, then Paul versus McGregor will be very likely to happen. Jake Paul has already said himself that the possible fight is in talks.
Is that McGregor conversation happening?
yeah, it's been happening for a while. You know, we're talking to his team, and it makes sense. You know, he wanted me to get more fights under my belt, and build up my name, build up my pay-per-view buys, and that's exactly what I've done.
KSI's former boxing trainer Vidal Riley was also asked in a recent interview on who he thinks wins the big fight. Vidal said that he thinks Paul wins against Fury from either an early stoppage or a controversial points decision. When looking at the majority of predictions, it seems people now think Paul wins against Fury come December the 18th. When the idea of the matchup first came about, most people said Fury would beat Paul and that the fight needed to happen. However, now the bout has been officially announced and people have seen how much pressure Fury has been put under, they have decided to go with Paul for the win.
Jake was my friend because he got me over 500,000 views in like 2 days. And you have a channel, you know how that must feel, you know how that feels. It's a nice feeling to get your highest views or get a lot of views, and Jake done that, so Jake's my friend right now. I think he wins. I think Jake wins. He will win either early stoppage or he will win on a controversial points decision.
Before we go any further into today's video, I do just want to really quickly say that on this channel we will be giving you all the latest news and updates in the lead up to the Paul vs Fury fight. So make sure you hit that big red subscribe button and turn on all notifications to stay up to date with all the latest YouTube boxing news. With Paul and Fury now only being a few weeks away, we are just going to have to wait and see who prevails on the night. However, Fury is already looking ahead of December the 18th and has recently announced that he is hoping to set up a fight with Logan Paul after he beats Jake. Tommy's dad, John Fury, announced in a recent interview that they are looking to fight both of the Paul brothers and end their careers in the sport. John quoted, "We'll get the brother out of the game as well. Then we'll start looking at conventional titles for him. A brother is gonna want to redeem a brother, isn't he?" The Furies expect that Logan will want to get redemption for his younger brother if he ends up losing in December. Tommy Fury has now also given his final prediction ready for the fight. In an Instagram story with heavyweight champion of the world Tyson Fury, he spoke about how Tyson's doing a good job training him and sent a warning to YouTuber Paul. He quoted, "You're getting knocked spark out. 2 rounds.
Just finished my first day as a trainer, first morning session rather. Really happy with myself the way things went. All the boys trained hard. How was it, Tommy? How are you feeling?
The run this morning was good. Good leg work, feeling good, feeling fit. Trainer T's doing the best job.
What's happening to Jake Paul?
He's getting knocked spark out. 2 rounds.
Jake Paul, we're coming for you.
Be ready. Be ready.
Make sure to let us know in the comment section down below your final prediction for this matchup. Will it be a W for Jake Paul or Tommy Fury? And aside from that, remember to like and subscribe to stay up to date with all the latest YouTube boxing news, and we'll catch you in our next video. Peace out.